Alright guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at the group and ungroup options available under the secondary toolbar, and this will be for FabriCAM software. But before all of that, let's have a quick intro first. So today's video can be found on softwaretraining.co.za. We make short and easy to watch problem solving videos, and we also have daily updates. Okay, if we head back into the program here, now when it comes to the grouping and ungrouping tool, this is very useful when your design starts becoming more complex and you want to have more manageable areas to work on. That is one way. Another way is also if let's say you've got items in a key location, maybe this design, and you want to make sure you don't by accidentally move them off place when you're working on the design, because you could be adding other parts and then you actually move one, and then if you did not notice it and you don't use your undo button, later on you're going to run into a problem when you want to do your final cutting, because you could be, let's say, perhaps using your measuring tool, looking at the distance between two shapes, and then once again that's going to, so everything might be micromanaged with distance, and then if you get that off a little bit, once again you have another problem. So for the actual grouping tool, obviously you will need more than one item selected in order for the grouping to work. You can the options available just with one, but obviously you can't group your one thing with itself. So what you want to do is you want to select at least two shapes or more. In my case, I'm going to grab this whole shape, and then well, let's first maybe show with two. So if you want to make sure the spacing is nicely, you could grab that, but let me rather just go the whole shape. It makes more sense. So let's say we select the whole shape, go here to the group tool, group and ungroup. I'm just going to zoom in here so you can see it nicely. As you can see, it's two little shapes with like a boundary box around it to represent its grouping it together. I'm going to click that, and they're going to say add group parts to the grid. So if we do this, we should also notice here on our left we've got a new group with it's got a code or identification code saying which part. So we've got a P21 and P21. So depending on which parts you group together here, their name should be here in this group. Then you'll also notice on the quantity nesting and manual quantity, we do not have anything. So you cannot grab this group now and add it in afterwards again. It's just to represent that you have a group here. And if you delete this group, this thing, fast remember, will still be grouped, but we will test it now. So now, as we can see, if we select one of these shapes, it selects all of them as a whole, which is very handy. So also if we grab this and we move it, okay, not that close to the edge, you can see that it moves it all together as one piece. Now, fast I understand the grouping tool does work now with other things like rotation. Let's go about a 45 rotation. Okay, you can see it does it, but it's a bit of a mess. So some programs will use it a little bit more smartly, where they keep it they make a universal origin for the group, where, as you can see, this is more localizing the origin, so it's keeping the rotation origin of each part by itself and not globally. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's a bit of a mess up, but otherwise nice about grouping. So if you want to move this around and that, you can imagine, so you could be making a specific pattern of something, group it, and then quickly just move it around to the right place, which can also be quite handy. And now I'm just going to try quickly delete this one to see if it ungroups our shapes. Okay, now they are still grouped. Tested it before, but I just want to make sure before I just say no, it's not that way. So now, obviously, to ungroup it, you want to select your shape. We go to the group and ungroup tool, click that, and then you can see it's just ungrouped everything for us. But first, remember, this should update. So if we group this, say yes, we've got that shape there, grab this, ungroup it. Now, okay, no, never mind, it still keeps it there. I was sure it removes it. So yeah, that one's kind of just a visual update of a grouping. I mean, I'm sure with time maybe they'll refine it a bit better, but yeah, otherwise that is it on grouping. Just make sure you select the shapes you want. Like you can just select these two, group them together. Say yes, select these two, group them. So you can make multiple groups. You don't have to worry about only grouping one thing. And then you can move these, or you select them together and you move them. So it is a very, very handy tool as well. Like most of these tools, they are there for a reason, because in a workflow you tend to use them a lot. But yeah, otherwise that is it on grouping and ungrouping. If we head here to softwaretraining.co.za, you guys will notice we've got a variety of different softwares we do cover, and you can also isolate your search on the top right. If you do not, however, find the training videos you're looking for, just simply go here, request the training video, fill in the me form, and then we'll do our best to try and make that for you. But otherwise, thanks guys for watching, and cheers.